It's the vlogging Colonel. This is the Colonel's vlog. Aww. Welcome everyone. It's the Colonel here, off the side of the road down near Simpsonville, Shelbyville Road, Kentucky. And I'm at an interesting spot. This night, we were looking at houses today. I think we might have found the house we're going to live in. And we saw this, and I was curious. I've seen it before. I've always wondered what it is. So I figured today I'd find out. There's a sign here. Horrible Massacre, it says. On January 25th, 1865, the Company East 5th of the United States Colored Cavalry, USCC, was attacked by Confederate guerrillas while driving a herd of 900 cattle to Louisville. About 22 men were killed and at least 8 severely wounded. Based at Camp Nelson, nearly all of the recruits were former slaves. The 5th also fought in the 1864 Saltville battles. So this was a colored regiment in the Civil War. There's another little thing plaque here. I'm sorry for the audio. I don't have my microphone, so I'm going on the onboard mic, and I got my car running, so I have light. The 5th United States Colored Cavalry was a regiment of the United States Army, organized as one of the units of the United States Colored Troops during the American Civil War. The 5th was one of the more notable black fighting units, officially organized in Kentucky, October 1864, and after its first 2 battles. It was commanded by Colonel James Brisbane until February 65, when he took over as 6th Colored Cavalry. His executive officer, Louis Henry Carpenter, commanded the regiment until 1866. It was composed of ex-slaves, freedmen, slaves who had escaped to Union lines. Many white officers from the unit later were assigned to the famed Buffalo Soldiers, cavalry units who operated during the Indian Wars in the West. And many died here. 80 colored, according to this, troops were detailed to move almost 1,000 head of cattle to Louisville when they were attacked by Confederate guerrillas. And at least 22 died, but I've heard there were 20 more as I was kind of looking it up, so it could have been even 40. They were buried and the graves were lost. This area was set up as a monument, but this is not the exact location where their bodies would have been. It was a cold day, lots of snow. Let me take a picture of this and I'll read it as or at least portions of it, as I show you the actual monument here. Might be too small to read, actually. And these are the markers. So they were transporting cattle and were ambushed by these Confederate guerrillas when they were nearing Simpsonville here. And what the Louisville Journal called a horrible butchery. 22 of the USCC were killed and 8 were severely wounded. At least 4 of the injured later died from their wounds. And local resident Julia Travis called the ambush one of the bloodiest tragedies, adding, "Never did I expect to see such a state of things in my own dearly beloved country." The dead Union soldiers were buried in a mass grave, and the area eventually became an African American cemetery. Today the graves are marked to commemorate soldiers killed here. These are darker. See if I can light them up. I have a little light. See if I can get this thing on here. Oh, it's not the color you want to see though. Oh, there we are. It's a little bright. So there was a PBS documentary special done on the search for this. You can find it. I think it's Secrets of History, something like that. PBS. Just look at PBS Simpsonville Massacre, and you should find the name of that. But they came out here and searched, really tried to find the exact location of this event, and they've narrowed it down to this area, and we're sure that it's within basically 1,000 feet, either somewhere around there or over on this side of the road. But there was a old black cemetery somewhere in here. I don't know if any remnants of it remain or not. It is presumed that the Negroes surrendered and were shot down in cold blood, as but 2 of the entire number escaped. It was a horrible butchery, yet the scoundrels engaged in the bloody work shot down their victims with feelings of delight. That was from the Louisville Journal. So, if that's true, it truly was a massacre, and they carried it out gleefully. Troopers of the 5th or 6th U.S. Colored Cavalry stand for review outside of their barrack at Camp Nelson. This is Private Samuel Trueheart from the 5th Company. I'm sure we saw his marker over there. But this is interesting. And it's right off the side of Shelbyville. Right here. As you're coming in to Simpsonville. Purple Heart County. So yeah, if you're ever out this way, stop by, pay some respect to these that were lost, and it's sad, tragic, but at least it was a recorded chapter of history here in Kentucky. So I think that concludes it. I've got to get this video uploaded in order to maintain my 1-year upload challenge, because it's almost 11 o'clock. Got to get this edited. It's not really much editing on these, but I do have to render it and then upload it. So we'll see you next time. This is the Colonel. Thank you for joining me. Till next time, this vlog has reached an end. Till tomorrow. Good night.